Oh boy. What's up, everybody? Man, this is a hassle. Learn how to do this every time, over and over and over. It's not always easy, y'all. It is not always easy. It is not always easy. I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes, man. I know I'm late, but I want to talk about this game. I'm not gonna take too much time. This stream might be 15 minutes. It might be 15 minutes, man. But I really want to talk about this game and this series. And as you all know, I got a couple of other channels. So it's kind of hard to try to balance all of this. So y'all going to have to forgive me. I may be late a couple of more times throughout this series. But the series is kind of going in a different way than I thought it was going to go. So I definitely want to talk about it. Definitely want to talk about it. Hit the like button on your way in. If you don't mind, hit the like button on your way in. I will really, really appreciate it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and just pull up the stats for the game. The Denver Nuggets and the Oklahoma City Thunder game last night. As I see the Celtics just beat the Knicks 115-93. I mean, about time. About time. I mean, it only took them like 55 3-point attempts, more like 75 3-point attempts to get there, but they got there though. All right, let's see. Let's see. All right, guys. So let's talk about last night's game real quick. So the first thing I want to talk about is, first and foremost, congratulations to the Denver Nuggets, man, because for them to be up 2-1, first and foremost, for them to win 2 games against this team, a lot of people don't realize how much of an accomplishment that is in itself. That is an accomplishment, but I'm seeing a lot of misinformation, which is part of the reason I wanted to go live and talk about and make a video on this, because a lot of people are being disingenuous, and I believe they're doing that to try to save face just in case the Thunder end up losing this game. Allow me to explain. Once again, as a reminder, guys, as you come in here, please hit the like button. I would really, really appreciate it. Smash that like button for me. Let's first talk about the fact that the Denver Nuggets, who I believe the Denver Nuggets finished as the 5th seed. They finished as the 5th seed. And not only did they finish as the 5th seed, but the Thunder had, 18 more wins. They finished with 68 wins, so they had almost 20 more wins. Do you all understand, first and foremost, how big of a gap that is? 18 game, that's crazy. That's like, when you talk about different tiers of teams, you can go from like any championship caliber team, and I would say probably 7 to 8 games separation, you should put that other team in a whole different tier. We're talking about a team that was almost 20 games ahead of the Denver Nuggets. I just want to put that into perspective, because when we're talking about all-time great teams, remember that 73-9 or whatever it was, Warriors team a few years ago. Remember when they burned themselves out and came up short in the playoffs? There are only 2 teams that finished with more than 70 wins in NBA history, if I'm remembering that correctly. And there's only been maybe a couple of handful of teams in NBA history that finished with more than 65 wins in NBA history. Guys, the fact that this team has even place themselves in a position to be able to compete with the with the Oklahoma City Thunder is already an accomplishment in itself. And the reason why I think that's important to note and to place it into its proper perspective, because when you click on these videos and you see what some of these people are saying, they're like, all right, we'll talk your trash now. And even what Shea said, SGA, after last night's game, he was smiling. I noticed it in real time. He was smiling when he was leaving out of the arena. I was like, oh, so now look at him. He's smiling. He's cheesing hard. And I'm like, I like it because I didn't know at the time why he was smiling. But what I was thinking to myself was, that's what a leader is supposed to do. Don't hang your head low. You can't, especially as a leader, you can't let your teammates see, especially with a young team, you can't let them see you be discouraged. You got to seem optimistic and encouraged and motivated and unfazed. But let me say something. I think SGA is trying to create a moment. I think he's trying to create a moment similar to Luka's moment. Because remember, Luka said, I think like a couple of years ago or so, it's easy to talk trash when you're up. I think he said that against the Phoenix Suns a couple of years ago. It's easy to talk trash when you're up. But when you're losing, you don't have this energy, right? I'm trying to grab this lock. Right? And I agree with him. Right? I 100% agree with him. And it just makes me think that SGA did that because he know at a later time that can be used in a highlight reel. But I digress. I have not felt great the past 2 or 3 days, guys. I haven't felt great, which is part of the reason. And I'm trying to get this chat pulled up, y'all. Let me see if I can get this chat pulled up. Let me see if I can get this chat pulled up. Let me see if I can get this chat pulled up. Has anybody said anything? This is the wrong one. It's not the one I need to be on. Guys, I'm currently trying to get the chat pulled up. Bear with me. I'm not sure how to pull it up. But let me get to my main point regardless. Jokic finished the game with like 20.6 rebounds, something like that. Let's see. Jokic finished the game with 20 points, 6 assists, and 16 rebounds. He went 0 for 10 from the three-point range. He was 8 for 25 from the field. I mean, this is one of the worst games. I mean, outside of maybe early in his career when a lot of us didn't follow Nikola Jokic. Some of us did. A lot of us didn't. Most of us didn't. But since he's become, a star, like in the last decade, this has to be up there as one of the worst games he's ever had from an efficiency perspective. But I want y'all to consider that one of the worst games he's ever had, yet he still finished the game almost with a triple-double. 20, 16, and 6. And I believe he scored 4 points in overtime. He had a couple of big buckets in overtime. He missed the buzzer beater at the buzzer. Aaron Gordon, Mr. Clutch Gene himself. That guy's been so consistent this playoffs. Like, I'm one of those people. Like, first and foremost, I don't know how y'all feel, but watching these these Denver Nuggets and Thunder games, as a person that's rooting for Nikola Jokic, these games have been torture. I'm gonna be honest, because the Thunder are they're such a better team, and like they're a much more cohesive team. They're younger. But that's really their only disadvantage, man. They're faster. They're better on defense. They can keep up offensively. They'll outshoot you. They're long. Like, they'll get up in you, man. Like, watching these games have been torture because it just feels like Mike Tyson is fighting the old guy who don't have it anymore. Right? That's what it feels like to me. But that's me, though. That's how I feel. I personally feel like, and if y'all are saying anything in the chat, man, I'm not able to see the chat, so I do forgive me. I'm not really for sure how to pull it up through OBS. But again, I just want to come over here and share my quick thoughts. But let me get to the point, the crux. The Thunder messed up. I'm going to say what a lot of people already know. The Thunder messed up. They should have won. This series right down should be 3-0 or 2-1 at best. And like as far as if you're the Nuggets. That's how you're looking at this. This series, we shouldn't even be in this series. Guys, by the way, when you all are comparing SGA's inefficiency to Nikola Jokic's inefficiency, not the same. Let me explain to you why. Nikola Jokic is going against a team that is statistically one of the top defensive teams, a team that has one of the top defensive ratings in NBA history. A lot of people don't understand that. I think they're like 118 as like they've just been so good historically that I don't even see how there's a comparison. Not only that, but what's his name? The center for the Clippers. What's his name? Zubac. Zubac did an incredible job of guarding Jokic last series. And obviously that series went 7 games and they blew the Clippers out the water in the last game. Well, when I'm watching this series, and I have to say, collectively as a team, the OKC Thunder has done an incredible job of guarding Jokic. Here's my problem with the Nuggets. I understand that it's probably a game strategy to push the ball up the floor to make it seem like you're not afraid of them. But time and time again, we're 3 games into this series, and I haven't seen much of an adjustment. They'll do it here and there. Russ did it a few times last night. Nikola Jokic done it up several times last night, where he gets the ball off a rebound, and they're pushing it up the middle of the floor, and then the Thunder player, most times, is definitely going to be, I don't know why these names are not coming to me, Caruso. It's going to be Alex Caruso coming up, knocking the ball out their hands from behind, or Lou Dort coming up from behind. Guys, protect the freaking basketball. Protect the basketball. You have to get the ball, hold it, be patient. I understand in some cases you want to push the break to try to get some fast break points. But guys, you can't be careless with the basketball against this Thunder team. Because a win is a win and I'm happy. But we're going to blow a lot of leads, or we're going to make it harder on ourselves when we're not protecting the basketball. Shout out to Michael Porter Jr., who shot incredible last night. I think he missed maybe 2 shots, maybe 4 shots all night. But if I'm a Denver Nuggets fan, if I'm a Nikola Jokic person, and I'm watching that game, I'm a little bit scared. Obviously, we're already going against a much better team. But that's not why I'm scared. MPJ is, obviously, he's injured. He's dealing with a shoulder injury. A shoulder injury, he said that the doctors told him 4 to 6 weeks if this was regular season. But it's not. It's the playoffs. Grind through it. The shots that this guy was making last night were incredible. But they were also very low percentage shots. Yeah, sure, they're shots that MPJ has made many times, and that's how he's made a career for himself. But guys, you have to understand this. If we're relying on MPJ, who has been Mr. Inconsistent, just like Jamal Murray, if we're relying on him to consistently come off these screens and pull up in people, I understand he's like 6'11", he's tall, but 6'10" or whatever it is. But if we expect this man to consistently shoot these low percentage, fading away 3-pointers with a hand in his face, that's not the bread and butter I want to rely on. Yeah, sure, I don't expect Nikola Jokic to go 0 for 10 from 3-point range and shoot 8 from 25 from the field. But at the same time, we have to get more quality looks, and we're struggling to do that. I like what we're doing with defense. I like that Christian Brown I've seen in the comment section, they're saying, oh, he's playing some solid defense. Is he though? Like, sure, maybe he's played some solid defense here and there, but make no mistake, guys, Christian Brown on SGA is a mismatch every single time. Why am I saying this? Because if I know that Christian Brown is a mismatch, the Denver Nuggets know that Christian Brown is a mismatch. So my biggest question is, why do we have Christian Brown on SGA? Is it so that AG can play, off-ball defense, help defense, or what? Because AG should be on SGA, bro. Put that bigger body on him. Force him to make some tough shots. But if we're going to do this Christian Brown thing, unless we're going to, I understand like the Nuggets have slipped in and out of the 2-3 zone throughout the game. So I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to throw different looks at SGA and the Thunder to try to confuse them a little bit. But when the game gets tight and they're coming down court looking for the mismatch, don't switch. You should have AG on SGA and keep it that way. Don't switch. Because all you're going to force him to do is pass the ball. That's what we want. Make everybody else beat us. Make everybody else beat us. Because some people are saying they don't believe SGA is a postseason player. They don't believe he's a postseason clutch player or clutch time player. Well, I don't want this to be the series that he proves us wrong, guys. And the truth of the matter is, SGA had several good looks last night. He just missed them. I also want to say he had several good looks last night. Let me make sure. I just thought about this. Let me make sure I got the chat on. That option's still on. I'm going to continue talking here in a sec, guys. I just need to make sure I got the live chat on. I don't want to... I don't know. It's not showing me, guys. I'm trying to make sure the chat is on because I know a lot of y'all want to talk to me, man. But I'm not seeing the option. Maybe I waited too late. I don't know. It says live chat is on. So, and live chat replay. I don't know. I know I'm gonna hear from y'all later. I'm sorry about this, y'all. I love to interact with y'all, but the ultimate point that I'm making is I would like to see AG on SGA at the end of the game a little bit more. Jamal Murray did a decent job, but you don't want to just rely on the fact that SGA is just going to go cold, which, by the way, one of his last shots at the end of possession, he was looking for a foul, which I know we call him the free throw merchant, but that really annoyed me. That I'm like, SGA, Chris Brown is a mismatch, bro. Just shoot the ball over him. Shoot the freaking ball over him, dude. You don't have to draw a foul to try to go to the free throw line. And I'm telling you now, if he was at home, he probably would have got that whistle. And I wish I could show y'all on the screen right now the play that I'm talking about. He drove to the hole. I believe he spinned off, and he tried to loop it under Christian Brown's arm so he can get the foul. He didn't even care about making the shot. He tried to draw a foul. And then, as we also know, J-Dub, who went off last night for 32 points, tried to draw a foul as well. A lot of people don't even realize that. When he spent off of Jamal Murray and Jamal Murray knocked that ball off, the whole purpose of that play, in my opinion, I think that was J-Dub trying his best to go in there and draw some contact, to slow down the momentum, get to the free throw line. Guys, score the ball, bro. Score the ball. I understand y'all are young, but y'all going to have to score the ball. Because what it's looking like to me, when it comes to that clutch time, man, that court shrinks, and all of a sudden, that Thunder team don't look like they can score because Hartenstein missed 4 of his patented floaters right there by the rim. Once again, if I'm the Nuggets, if I think he's going to continue to miss those easy at the rim floaters, I'm not betting my money on it. I'm not betting my money on it. You know what I mean? But that's I'm comfortable with where we are, obviously, because we're 2-1. But I'm gonna say this. If you are the Denver Nuggets, you feel good. If you are the Oklahoma City Thunder, you better win this next game. And I think that's That's an obvious one. But you still in Mile High City. You didn't let this team beat you twice already, bro. And two of them were nail biters. If I'm the Nuggets, I'm resting everything on this next game. Because you go up 3-1 against this young team, that's the series. Because they got to come back to Denver. You don't want it to go 7 games because you're going to have to do 7 games. You have to play the game 7 in Oklahoma City. Give it everything you got this next game. You got the home crowd behind you. This is the game that you want, right? This is the position you want to be in. As far as getting Nikola Jokic going, man, I would like to see more of maybe giving it to him on the elbow and having him just triple threat and shoot some long 2-pointers. And I say long 2-pointers, not like right inside the 3-point line, but maybe halfway in between the 3-point line and the basket. Because Chet Holmgren and Hartenstein has impressed me. They're doing a great job of playing defense on Nikola Jokic. They're not stopping him. But you got to understand, if it was simply Hartenstein or simply Chet that Nikola Jokic had to deal with, this would be different, guys. But it's the help defense. It's the team defense. It's like 7 pit bulls out there. Sometimes, I'm not even joking. Sometimes I literally look and I say, bro, how many players? It looks like the Thunder got like 2 or 3 extra players out there. They everywhere. So it also makes me wonder, like, what are they doing that the Nuggets are not doing? Why are they able to be so active and everywhere, right? I don't know. But the commentator said at the end of the game, what does this mean if the Oklahoma City Thunder cannot beat the Denver Nuggets on a night when their best player, and arguably the best player in the league, and Nikola Jokic, shoots 8 for 25, 0 from 10, 0 for 10 from the 3-point line. If I'm a Denver Nuggets fan, don't listen to him. I'm going to say it again. If you are a Denver Nuggets fan, if you are a Nikola Jokic fan, don't listen to that guy. Why? Because as we know, the game is the playoffs are really basketball in general, but especially the playoffs. It's all about adjustments. What do I mean? Nikola Jokic scored like a 40, 10, and 10 game. Right? Nikola Jokic scored a 40, 10, and 10 game, guys. And they still barely won. So what's my point? Whether Nikola Jokic scores 20 points, 15 points, 40 points, 35 points, it doesn't matter. What matters is what the team can do collectively. On a night when he only scored 20, went 8 for 25 from the field, it also so happens to be a night, luckily, where Jamal Murray, AG, MPJ decided to show up, right? Which, by the way, AG has been showing up consistently. I wouldn't say that, by the way, Jamal Murray has played terrible these playoffs, but we just need him to be consistent, right? We don't need him to be Donovan Mitchell great every night, even though Donovan Mitchell can be a little wishy-washy sometimes. We need him to be Donovan Mitchell-esque half of the nights and just be a solid player other nights. But you can't be Donovan Mitchell like one night where you're putting up a 40 piece and then the next night you're putting up 11 points. Like, we need you to show up for us, bro. Show up for us. That's my biggest point. That's really where I'm at with it, guys. I don't really have a prediction for next game because I actually fell asleep for like one of the quarters last night because, like I said, I haven't been feeling too well. And when I woke up, to be honest with you, I expected the Thunder to win by maybe 10 or 15 points. And I was just going to root for the Nuggets to win the next game. But they pulled it off. They freaking pulled it off. And I'm so proud of them, man. I'm so proud of them. But the Thunder are in a tough spot. They're in a tough spot because they have to answer this game. They have to. Because you don't want that young team being down 3-1. And if Jokic only went 8 for 25, I got to imagine they're going to make some major adjustments. They have to. Where they're going to get Nikola Jokic some better looks. But my biggest thing, take care of the basketball. Stop underestimating. They're constantly stealing the ball. They're getting all these deflections. You can't get the ball and then just run up court in the middle of a bunch of Thunder players. Look around. You're surrounded by blue jerseys. Russell Westbrook, Nikola Jokic. Stop just running up the middle of the court with the ball like these people aren't elite defenders, man. Get the rebound. Get the defensive rebound. Secure it. Wait. Look around. Take your time up court. That's my thoughts. That's where I'm at with it. But those are my thoughts. I just want y'all to just know where I'm at with it, what I'm thinking. I'm nervous. I'm on the edge of my seat the entire game. Obviously, the game that they got blew out, I did not finish that game. I turned it off early. I later found out that Nikola Jokic fouled out. But I want to reiterate it before I want to reiterate this before I end this video. The Thunder are supposed to win this series, guys. Don't let people trick us into believing that if we lose this series, this is a failure, or this is a failure of a season, or this means that SGA is the real MVP. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. The Thunder should be up 2-1 right now, or 3-0. That's the truth. And they let some key moments slip away. Nikola Jokic has been the better player of the two in this series, even though both have played around the same. But don't let people trick you into believing that two players having inefficient nights is the same thing. Because while one player, that being Nikola Jokic, is going against one of the best defensive teams in NBA history, the other player in SGA having an extremely inefficient night, went like 0 for 0. I don't even think he attempted any shots in the overtime, which I had to go back and look at that. I was like, did he not attempt a single shot? Not a single shot. Went 0 for 0. Because even a couple of times when he attempted to shoot it in overtime, he passed it last minute because he couldn't get a good look, which speaks to the solid defense that was being played on him. But don't let people trick you into believing that his inefficiency against one of the worst, I think, yes, the Denver Nuggets finished the 18th ranked defense in the NBA. They're not a top defense. Meanwhile, not only is the Thunder one of the best defensive teams in the league, they're one of the best defensive teams of all time. So it makes sense that Jokic would struggle against them. I'm not making excuses for Jokic, especially being that inefficient. But guys, they got two long guys in the paint. Remember, Nikola Jokic is the only big that's on the floor for the Denver Nuggets. There's no other pressure in the paint for the Nuggets but Nikola Jokic. DeAndre Jordan does not get time like that, as we know. He don't get playing time like that. So he's having to battle against those Twin Towers every single game. SGA should be having a much more efficient series than Nikola Jokic for obvious reasons, but he's not. Just stating the obvious. Very excited to see what happens this next series. I mean, this next game. I will say this: if the Denver Nuggets find a way, because this series is long from being over. Let's be clear about that. You don't get beat 40 points in a game and think you're just going to easily beat this team 4 times. But I will say this. If I am confident in what I'm about to say, if the Denver Nuggets find a way to beat this Thunder team, let me speak to the Denver Nuggets side of things first before I go to the Thunder. If the Denver Nuggets find a way to beat this team, which would be almost a miracle, even with the experience in the championship pedigree, I do believe that the Thunder is that much more talented and that much more deeper of a team. Why I think it's almost a miracle if the Nuggets find a way to beat them. I think they've already met their goal, not their personal goal, but the goal I have for them, which is 2 games. They've already done it in 3 games. That's impressive. They've won 2 out of 3. 2 to go. If they beat this Thunder team, the Denver Nuggets are going to the NBA Finals. Because they're going to beat the Warriors. They're definitely, especially after being battle tested against this Thunder team, they're going to beat the Warriors. As we know, the Timberwolves, however, is always a different ball game. But after being battle tested with the Thunder, man, I think the level of competition and fire in the Denver Nuggets is going to be so heightened and they're going to be so close to the finals that they can taste it, I see them beat them. I see them beating the Wolves. But I would much rather them face the Warriors, but I see them beating the Wolves. If the Nuggets find a way to beat this Thunder's team, though, this is, from the Thunder side of things, one of the most catastrophic disappointments and letdowns in NBA history. And when I say one of, I'm saying like top 2 or 3. Because again, all the records that this team broke, regardless of how young they are, they played well last year too. They got a coach of the year. They got what many people presume to be selected as the MVP this year in SGA. Top defense, top offense. A lot of people projecting them to win the title. Not just make it to the finals, but win the title. If you telling me that these people making it to the league, after those sort of projections, and they get beat by a 50-win Denver Nuggets team that's beat up, fired their coach 3 games before the postseason, not nearly as deep as them, this is one of the biggest failures in NBA history, period. Right? So y'all put in the comment section, give me your thoughts. As always, man, I'm Demetrius. I go by DD. It was dope chopping it up with y'all, man. Next time I'll have a chat ready. It's been at least a week and a half or so since I last went live. So I'm going to get this down pat at some point, though, y'all. I promise you. Hop in the comment section. Give me your thoughts, man. Who do you think will win next game? Give me your thoughts, man. Until next time. Peace.